ये है यहाँ से योग में भी है कि योग को जोग कर देने से ये होता है कि डिटैचमेंट. When we say yoga as joke, that is the detachment. When yoga becomes joke, it is detachment.
Shri Mataji, welcome everyone. Let us start by doing pranam to Shri Mataji and surrendering at her holy lotus feet. And filling our heart with all love and gratitude for everything. Let us invite Shri Mataji in our heart. Shri Mataji, please come in our heart. And Mother, please guide today's meditation. Let us raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Now let us check our state on our hands and above our sahasrara. What are we feeling? And let us put both our hands towards Mother Earth. And surrender completely. Shri Mataji, please give us the strength to surrender completely. We surrender all our emotions, all our desires, and all our actions. Let us start the foot soak. We vibrate the foot soak water And put both our feet into the water. Let us put all our attention inside our heart on the Shiv Tattva. Shri Mataji, please awaken the Shiv Tattva in us. Shri Mataji, please remove all the perverted emotions and desires that take us away from our spirit. Let our spirit manifest in all the cells of our body. We take the Atma Paramatma mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Atma Paramatma Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. Now let us take our attention to our Swadhisthana chakra. Shri Mataji, your Sakshat Shri Brahmadeva, the creator of this universe, who have created the entire universe, all the galaxies, the planets, the elements, human beings, all the creation. You exist within me also as this divine creativity. Shri Mataji, please merge my creativity with your divine creativity. So I also create beauty, love, compassion. Shri Brahmadeva, please manifest in me positivity, positive thinking. You are the thinking power in me. May I get rid of all my negative thinking that leads me to stress and depression. Shri Brahmadeva, please give me positivity. So I create a beautiful life for myself. We take Shri Brahmadev Saraswati mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Brahmadev Saraswati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Now let us integrate this divine attention and the enlightened spirit in our heart to the Virat Tattva in our brain. We take our attention to our brain where resides the Viratangana powers of Shri Mataji. Shri Mataji, please awaken all your Viratangana powers in my brain. So I become intelligent, smart, and witty, and I manifest divine diplomacy. Shri Mataji, make me wise, so I take good decisions and make the right choices that give me a balance and spiritual ascent. Mataji, please integrate my heart, my brain, and my attention. We take the Viratangana Virat mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Viratangana Virat Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Now we let all our attention on our limbic area, on our sahasrara, and enjoy the silence there. Now we can wash our feet. And then sit back for meditation. So creativity is a very majestic power of the God Almighty, which is manifesting in our nerves as well. Let us all listen to Shri Mataji's words on creativity and manifest all those qualities of the divine inside our nerves.
So the basis of all creativity of Saraswati is love. Actually, when you turn your eyes here and there, when your attention is here and there, it's nothing but your ego is trying to overpower it. So like that, try to permeate into each other and see the beauty and you enjoy yourself the best, because that is the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that is to be achieved. Because this ego, makes you like a nutshell, and you just cannot have a rapport with that beauty of permeation. And just see how the notes move into each other. So the basis of all creativity of Saraswati is love. If there is no love, there is no creativity. It's even in the deeper sense, if you see, people who have created all the scientific things are also out of love for the masses, not for themselves. Nobody has produced anything for themselves. If they make something for themselves, it has to become for universal use, otherwise it has no meaning. Even if you say atom bomb and all these things are created from science, they are also very protective. If they had not created those, people would not have taken out their minds from war. Now nobody can think of having a big war. Of course they are having cold wars, but that also will gradually stop when they will be fed up of it. So all the activity on the right hand side of Saraswati basically has to end up in love, starts with love and ends up in love. Whichever does not end up in love coils up and finishes up. It just disappears. So you can see that even matter which is not used for love just finishes. The basis has to be love. Otherwise all such matter that we create, which has angularity, which is not fitting into the mass media, which is not appealing to the masses. Of course, it takes time. We have seen that it takes time. But it has that tendency always to disappear in the thin air as soon as you find it does not appeal to the masses. Now this love that we talk of, this great love of God we talk of, we know that it for definite through vibrations. People do not have vibrations, but still we can feel the vibrations in a very unconscious way. All the great paintings of the world have vibrations. All the great creative works of the world have vibrations. Only those who have vibrations have been sustained by time. Otherwise all other things are destroyed. There must have been monuments and horrible statues and horrible things that have been created long time back, but we are all destroyed by nature and they could not stand the impact of the Kala, that is the destructive power of time. So all that is sustaining, all that is nurturing, all that is ennobling comes from this sense of love which is within us, very much developed, but within others also who are not yet realized. Ultimately the whole world has to realize that one has to go to that ultimate love of God, otherwise it has no meaning. Saraswati cleanses all that is impure in nature, while with our brain activity we are spoiling all that. All our brain activity goes against pure intelligence. And that's what one has to understand, that this pure intelligence is not to be soiled by our thinking. Our thinking can make us so bumptious, so ego-oriented, so impure, that we can really eat the poison and say, what's wrong? Just the opposite of Saraswati. If Saraswati is within us, she gives us subuddhi, wisdom. And that's why to worship Saraswati, to worship Surya, we must have that clear vision as to what we have to be, what we are doing, what filth we are living in, what our mind is getting into. After all, we are here for emancipation and not for just pampering our ego and living with our filth that is with us. So this light should come within us and we should try to rise above our own mental filth which is being created around us. Apart from that, you have to go higher and understand that there is within us a thing called ego. And this ego is false, absolute false. You do not do anything. Actually, when you turn your eyes here and there, when your attention is here and there, it's nothing but your ego is trying to overpower everything. But actually, ego is an absolute falsehood, because there's only one ego, and that is of God Almighty, Mahat Ahankara. There is no really any ego that exists. It's a myth. It's a very big myth. Because if you start thinking, you are doing everything, you are doing this, you are doing that, which you are not doing, then this nonsensical ego comes in and you start working it out. It can project in every direction. When it projects forward, it overpowers others, it tries to dominate others, tries to kill others, becomes cruel. When it moves right side, it becomes supra-conscious. It starts seeing things which are absurd, which are foolish, which are stupid. When it moves left side, then it starts seeing things, yourself as a big man, as a big Christ, or as a big Devi, or something. There are Adi Gurus and I'm very great personality. That's left side. When it moves backwards, that's the dangerous one. When people become gurus which are ruining other people. When the ego moves backwards, then they become gurus. They themselves have lots of defects in themselves and they try to pull people into those horrible stuff which is described as absolute narka. That's how is the movement of ego on all the sides. Now, when people try to use their right vishuddhi, that is to talk about themselves, is the worst of all. Whatever type of ego you may have, if you start boasting about it and talking about it, that it encircles, thickens the walls of ego so much that it is impossible to penetrate into that, because that such a person is completely satisfied with himself and he believes that he is true. And once he starts believing into a nonsense like that, is an impossibility. It's an impossibility to penetrate. So when you boast, about these things or you talk big, be careful. You see, you know what I am, but how many times do I say I am that? Even if I say once, it makes tremendous vibrations for you. But how many times do I say so? At the most, if you say something, I say to him, yes, but I don't say that. If I say it loudly, I don't know what may happen, the whole thing might be blasted with me. So, one has to understand that Mahat Ahankara is the one that acts, that works, that really. Sometimes I shout at you, immediately all the bhoots run away. Just once I shout. Yesterday you saw all the bhoots that were coughing, they all ran. Yesterday just I stopped. So you should understand that now as you are realized souls, you can also do the same. Use your right Vishuddhi to shout at yourself. Now will you please stop boasting? Will you stop talking all this nonsense? Will you stop showing off? Then it will stop. Now this thickening takes place by people who really are active, who want to do something about it. Not that they are not active, they want to do. But they know only one way is to act through talking. They don't understand that there are inner ways by which you control it much more. Because they don't want to take to that, they take to this talking. And once they take to talking and they talk about it, the whole power flows out. But if they do not talk about it and keep it within themselves, it's all right, you can tell me about your experiences or anything, but if you start telling others and talking about it too much, then the powers that you have got will be all disappearing gradually from you. And you will just come down to absolutely lowest level. So one should not too much talk that I have this power, or I see this, or I do this, which is a very wrong thing. I warn you, don't try to show off. You can talk about my powers, it's all right. But don't try to talk about your powers. When it comes, of course, to talk to somebody who is a negative person, or to tell somebody, then you should say that we, not I, we have, some of us have felt this power within us. We have seen people. It may be you only, but you need not say I have. What you have to say, we. Then you become the Mahatahankara. When you say we, yes, some of us, we do. Like in Gregor's book also, I saw to it that he should not have many eyes, but he should have we. We think, we do, we. Means the whole collective being, the whole collective organism, living organism of Sahaja. So you should say, yes, some of us have got. That means you put yourself down, but put all others above you. Say, yes, some of us have. I know some people have this. That's the way one should do it. Because if you have to overpower your ego, you must allow it to spread into everybody else. That's how you'll make it perfectly alright. Make it spread. We all Sahajogis. We all. But that pride is not there. I've seen that pride is not there. Still it is very individualistic. If you start thinking, we Sahajogis, then what happens? That you become one personality, one organization. But the person will look down upon other people. Will see that this person is low, that person is high, that person is there. But he will not think, we the Sahajogis, how beautiful we are. We, the body of Sahaja, how beautiful we are. So always think in the words of we. So your ego will become much less, much less, much less. And the same ego which looked so funny and absurd will form tomorrow the Ekadashi. Today's individual ego will merge into Ekadashi. But we all must remember to say we all the time.
Let us feel the presence of Shri Mataji's holy lotus feet on the 1,000-petal lotus of our Sehstrar. Jai Shri Mataji. We bow down to Shri Mataji and thank Mother. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for your infinite blessings. Shri Mataji, please forgive us if we made any mistake during today's meditation. Let us raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji, if you would like to continue to meditate for some more time, we have a song of Shri Brahmadev Saraswati, which we can all enjoy together in meditation.
So the basis of all creativity of Saraswati is love.